Q ripoff or something like that. And also went in it with hesitation because, as I said earlier, I know some of Tyler Perry movies can draw some criticism. So I was, went in here watching it, with some caution. But nah, this was actually a entertaining movie from. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and today I am talking about the movie Straw. This is Tyler Perry's latest project that is on Netflix, now available. I know I'm a few days late, but I'm here, so let's talk about it. I know Tyler Perry with some of his movies, it does receive criticism here and there, and in some cases, it is pretty warranted. I will always respect Tyler Perry for just providing opportunities to employ people of color, black people especially. So I'll always give him credit for that. But I will say, I thought Straw was a pretty entertaining movie. I'm not trying to go out of my way to be some type of contrarian. I'm not trolling, anything else like that. I really feel like Straw is one of his better pieces of film in this case. For those who are unfamiliar with Straw, Straw stars Taraji P. Henson, who's our main character. Taraji P. Henson plays a single mother who goes through a series of unfortunate events, and we see this woman just snap, just unravel, which I feel like that's the reason why it's called Straw. She's taking her last straw, and she just gets in a situation where she snaps. That's the best way to put it without spoiling it too much. You've seen the previews. I will say I did go into this movie a little hesitant with some reservation. I went into this movie thinking it was going to be some John Q ripoff or something like that, and also went in it with hesitation because, as I said earlier, I know some of Tyler Perry movies can draw some criticism. So I was went in here watching it, with some caution. But nah, this was actually a entertaining movie from start to finish. First off, let's talk about the performances. Well, Taraji P. Henson was phenomenal in this movie in terms of her performance, and just us watching someone just lose their cool about themselves because of all of these horrible things that are going on in their life. Also, we have Tiana Taylor, who was an amazing actor as well in this project. We have Rockmond Dunbar, Sinbad. That was a pleasant watch to see Sinbad in this role as well. The performances were great. I felt like the storyline was awesome as well. I feel like you kind of contradict yourself if you like Breaking with John Boyega from a few years ago, or even taking it further back, if you like Falling Down with Michael Douglas, then you really can't say that you don't like Straw, for example. I feel like there were certain parts throughout this movie that reminded me or showed me glimpses of both movies, Breaking and Falling Down. And that's another thing. I know when it comes to Tyler Perry's approach to film, you either like it or with certain things, you either like it or you don't. Sometimes it either works or it doesn't. I feel like Tyler's approach to this particular film, it works, and I'll explain what I mean by that. In my opinion, in the bulk of, or the majority of Tyler Perry movies, it's either hot or cold. Like, you're either going to see the extremely nasty, negative antagonist in the movie up front, and you immediately are going to figure out who the, well-to-do, innocent, good guy is of the movie. And I felt like in this case, this was no different. Once again, this was extremely unfortunate series of events that happened. Something that just seems over the top. So a minor spoiler alert if you want to maybe fast forward or plug your ears or hit mute for like the next minute or so. I feel like in the first 15-20 minutes, we just get like some of the nastiest people that Taraji P. Henson's character just interacts with. You know, she's going to this dollar store, Dollar Tree type of environment, and is dealing with the nastiest of customers who cuss her out. They throw bottles at her feet because she's not allowed to accept WIC cards. You got this over the top, aggressive, racist cop who is, just nasty to Taraji P. Henson for no reason. She gets evicted in the middle of the pouring rain. Just the worst of the worst examples just happens to this lady. And yes, is it extreme or over the top? Yes, like most of his extremely contrast of characters can be. Look at Beauty in Black, for example, of just how nasty those people are, or Divorce in the Black, how nasty the husband was. This was no different. There was just a lot of, Janaya's supervisor, immediate supervisor in this movie, Straw, also nasty. So she just has the worst experience with like the nastiest people in the span of one day, which feels like 15 minutes of movie time for us. And then that's when she finally loses it. And once again, I don't want to spoil the movie too much or anything like that. But if Tyler Perry can do something like this more often, I think that would be awesome. Not sure what his next project is going to be, but once again, I feel like this was one of his better pieces of work. And another similarity that I found with, even with John Q breaking, maybe not so much falling down, but there's even like a portion of it to where some of the hostages start, having compassion for their captor, and in this case, Taraji P. Henson's character is like, it was no different. The people that is who feel threatened initially by Janaya, by the end of the movie, the majority of them are really, pretty much in her corner, and they really kind of, relate to what's going on and things of that nature. So, and there's also like a great twist at the end as well. I felt like that was like actually a cherry on top with a pretty impressive project. Now, am I saying this is going to get movie of the year or, I don't know, some type of Oscar awards? Probably not. But in terms of, this reputation that Tyler Perry gets a lot of criticism for some bad movies, this one was a lot more than just okay. This was actually, once again, pretty good movie. One of his top pieces of work, if you ask me. I don't know the entire filmography of Tyler Perry, but it has to be at least, in the top somewhere, maybe top 10, top 5 perhaps, of Tyler Perry films, in my opinion. So that's enough for now. Love it or hate it. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Peace.